Why are we so strict with the carnivore diet? For the simple reason we want to, first of all, protect the integrity of the terminology of the carnivore diet. If somebody say they are on the carnivore diet and they add sugary spices, sugary sauces, for instance, they're using mayonnaise, for instance, it is unacceptable, because that will absolutely influence your results, and it has a reflection on the carnivore diet itself. People can turn around and say, but the carnivore diet did not work for me. But how strict were you with the carnivore diet? If you use sugary sauces, for instance, you will absolutely keep your cravings, and you will absolutely not go into ketosis. This is the reason why we are so strict. Also, with in regards to drinking cold drinks of any sort, and juices of any sort. And I know there are people that are drinking liquor with cold drink, and as long as they realize it's not carnivore and it can absolutely hold them back. So it's really their choice, and I will absolutely suggest that they don't do it every day, because it will absolutely hold you back on your weight loss journey, because your liver are kept busy with the alcohol and, of course, with the sugar that you are drinking. And even if it's zero Coke, your cravings will still remain. And the sweetness can absolutely influence, in some people, your insulin as well, according to Dr. Barry. Check out video 126 on my blog. So the stricter we are with our carnivore diet, the more success we can expect. If a recipe works, you should not change the recipe. And the carnivore diet has proved itself over and over again internationally. But you have to do it right. If you say you do the carnivore diet and you don't do the carnivore diets right, it's not fair to the carnivore diet community. We are a big community. So if ever you drink something or eat something that is not carnivore, just know that it's not carnivore, and get back to your carnivore diet as soon and immediately as possible, for your own sake. This is how you should handle it when you ate something that you knew was not carnivore, or if you drank something that was not carnivore. You should realize that it's holding you back, and that you should go back to your carnivore diet in order to achieve success with whatever your goals are. The question was asked, how strict should one be with the carnivore diet? And it really depends on your own choice. It really depends on how sick you are and how strict you really should be. I think the basics of the carnivore diet will always be, it should be animal products only. It shouldn't be anything like peppers or onions or mushrooms. I think internationally everybody agrees on that point. And another basic fact is that we all agree we should not add sugar-rich sauces like mayonnaise or tomato sauce or chutney. And I think we also universally agree that you shouldn't use refined spices that contains gluten emulsifiers, sugar, sweeteners, or stabilizers, or preservatives. How strict should you be with your carnivore diet? And should we distinguish between a pure carnivore diet and a carnivore diet that uses keto-friendly spices, for instance? It really depends on your inflammation level. It really depends on your healing level and how strict you want to be. I think the basics of the carnivore diet should always be, it must be animal products only. It should not include onions, peppers, or mushrooms, or tomato, and of course no starch like potato or any of those products, because then it's not the carnivore diet anymore. But you get stricter types of carnivore diets, for instance the Lion diet. Michaela Peterson's YouTube platform will tell you more about that, but they only eat red meat and drink water, and they don't use any dairy or eat any chicken or eggs. But the basics of the carnivore diet universally is don't use sugary sauces like mayonnaise or tomato sauce or chutney. For a more detailed description of what spices are allowed, go to Q22 on my frequently asked question playlist. But it's basically single ingredient spices like pepper and garlic flakes and salt that is allowed. But having said that, some people on the carnivore diet should be more stricter than that, and they should eliminate things like pepper, black pepper, which has oxalates in it, as well as garlic flakes. Of course, we universally agree that you should not use refined spices like refined garlic powder, for instance, or bori, because those refined spices has gluten in it, or may have gluten in it, and anti-caking agents. So there's a lot of problems with all the spices and sauces that is considered keto friendly, and it's really not for the carnivore diet. We agreed that you should stick to the single ingredient spices. Should you use dairy or should you cut out dairy? Can you eat cheese? Can you drink milk? It really depends on your levels of inflammation and what your goals are. If you suffer from constipation, for instance, I would absolutely suggest that you cut out dairy, especially cheese. If you struggle to lose weight, if you experience weight loss stall, I would absolutely suggest that you cut out dairy as well. And if you struggle with inflammation, the first thing that needs to go is dairy. You don't need to eat dairy at all. Should you eat eggs? You may eat eggs, but it's not necessary. Video 86 to 88 on my blog, carnivoreway.blogspot.com, is about eggs. If you click the photo profile, you find my blog link, and you also find a link to my YouTube channel where I have a playlist, a frequently asked question playlist, for instance, about can you eat dairy on the carnivore diet. Should you eat organs? Should you eat nose to tail? It really depends on yourself, but don't let anybody tell you you absolutely have to eat organs to get the nutrients and the vitamins that you need. And don't let anybody tell you you absolutely need to eat liver or organs else you will become nutrient deficient. It's absolutely not true. Go to my blog, video number 125. Dr. Anthony Chafee has been eating 10 years on the carnivore diet, only steak. The same with Dana Spencer, video number 110. Charles Washington, video number 111 and 112, 213 on my blog. Kelly Hogan, 12-year carnivore, who don't eat any animal organs as well. I'm not sure about Charles Washington if he eats animal organs. I will have to go and listen to that video again, but I know Dana Spencer only eat ribeye steaks, and Kelly Hogan don't eat organs as well. In fact, she said that she felt worse when she ate liver, and she stopped it. She tried it for a month and it did not work for her. Dr. Sean Baker is a 5-year carnivore. He also don't eat liver or any organs. Dr. Anthony Chafee said he only ate liver 5 times in the last 10 years. So myself, for instance, I'm a 3-year carnivore, and I sometimes eat liver when I crave it, but I don't often eat it. Months will pass without me eating any liver at all, and then I will eat it because I want to eat it, I crave it. So how strict should you be with your carnivore diet? I think if we keep to the basic levels, eat until you're not another bite full. Don't put sweet taste in your mouth. Don't cook with seed oils. Only cook with animal fat. And only eat animal products. Then you will be safe. The moment that you start to add things like keto-friendly spices, even if it's the single ingredient spices that I've mentioned, there are carbs in those spices. There are oxalates in those spices. So if you struggle with gut permeability or inflammation or any other kind of symptom in your body that you don't know the cause of, let's say sinus problems, it can be caused by the oxalates and other plant toxins that you are still consuming. So that is something that you need to consider. Check out video number 60 to 64 on my blog concerning oxalates as well. So the Lion diet, Michaela Peterson, only eat red meat. They don't eat eggs. They only drink water. They only use salt. They don't use any keto spices. If you want to add things like peppers or onions or mushrooms, you start to go to carnivore. That is video 85 on my blog. It's 10 grams of carbohydrates per day, but that is not the carnivore diet anymore. But it's still a good diet, but it's just to keep the terminology clear. And also keto is 20 grams of carbohydrates per day, and Banting also 20 grams of carbohydrates per day for those that still want to eat vegetables. Remember, the stricter you are with your carnivore diet, the quicker you will heal, the quicker you will get out of your weight loss stall. You absolutely don't need to eat any spices apart from salt. And even so, Dana Spencer in video 110 claims that she did not eat any salt for 10 years. As always, before you start the carnivore diet, consult your doctor and make an informed decision about your health. Also check out my live playlist on my YouTube channel, where I interview people who reverse their type 2 diabetes, as well as the carnivore diet idea playlist that I've uploaded. So the tab on the YouTube channel is on top. So you came to the carnivore diet because you believe it's the ultimate elimination diet, and now that you are not so strict with your carnivore diet, you're actually doing yourself a disfavor. You are eliminating the one thing that makes the carnivore diet unique, and it's the ultimate elimination diet. So it's best to be strict with your carnivore diet, and remember that if something is worth doing, it's worth doing correct or to the best of your ability. And you came to the carnivore diet having given up carbohydrates and all the things that you know is not good for you in excess, and you consider to do the carnivore diet. So I would say it's best to give it your best shot, and don't cheat on the carnivore diet.